might sound a bit trivial, but it was an important lesson for me, is that prices work. I grew up in Yugoslav market socialism, so prices were free, pretty free there, and did a lot of their normal functions, but not quite all. And although I went to study to the United States, did a PhD in a great university, then worked in the IMF, when I returned to Yugoslavia in the early 2000s, I still, somewhere deep in my heart, didn't quite fully believe or understand or comprehend the extent to which the price signal can dictate every individual's behavior in one or another way. Then I became Minister of Energy and had the very difficult task of raising energy prices. They had been already increased before me, but now it was going to be the real increase that hurts. I believed it had to be done. I had no doubt that I was doing something good for the country and the macroeconomy, and that it will help it heal itself. But I was very, very worried about how the population will adapt. In 2 years, they will have gone from it was from 0.8 cents per kilowatt hour, and my increase was bringing them to 3. And they were heating themselves to a large extent in cold winters on electricity. Well, it didn't make me a popular minister, and we did deploy some very targeted support for the poorest population for not very long. But I must say, 2 years later, the price increase had really fundamentally been forgotten. People had adapted. They had switched from electricity to other sources of heating. They had learned to save a lot more. And they had gotten accustomed to not having power cuts, because now the power system wasn't overloaded anymore. So behavior changed and everybody adapted. And I think it's a very important lesson now that we're thinking how we're going to transition our global economy to a low-carbon economy. It seems ahead of it to be very painful, and there is a lot of engineering being done around it, but I actually don't think it needs to be that painful or hard. However, I do think prices will have to play a role.